Well, good early morning, emerging adults. This is Lyndon Batiste coming to you from San Jose, California, and I am standing in front of the San Jose Convention Center, as you see right behind me, which is where NCCYM took place. And it's been an amazing conference. I've learned so much. It's 6 o'clock here, and I am up, of course, because I would be at church right now. So my time schedule is all off, but I couldn't go back to sleep. I had to be up. I want to share a quick reflection with you from one of my sessions, and there was a presenter, I cannot remember her name, but she shares the story of how her family came over to America in the early 1900s. She's Irish, her family is Irish, and her great-grandfather came over in the early 1900s as a result of the potato famine and many other famines that destroyed their agriculture and their crops. And the way that the family would do it is that an older sibling would usually, or an older relative would come over to America first. Well, everybody would scrap up money and they would send one person over, then they would come to America and work and save up money and then send back, a ticket to have another relative come over. And her great-grandfather came over after his older brother came over, and his older brother sent a ticket back to him to come over on a boat. And how the story goes is that her great-grandfather was waiting on his train, and I believe the train arrived late, and they were devastated that he missed the train and as a result missed the boat, which is supposed to lead to a better life. I mean, this is a big deal. Well, they found out that the boat that he missed was literally the Titanic, and it was the Titanic on the night that it had its fateful end. Her great-grandfather was supposed to be on the Titanic, and he missed that boat because he was late. The train was late. And she talked about how she didn't know where her family would be. She possibly would not be here had her great-grandfather caught that boat and had plans gone according to how they hoped they would. And I thought that was such a powerful story about how, and I want to call this, closed doors are not always Satan. The fact that sometimes closed doors, disappointments, events that happen in our lives that seem to go against the plans that we had, and we become discouraged and we ask God why and why. And sometimes a closed door is actually God's protection. It's actually God's provision. It's actually God's love. And so often, again, when a door is closed or you run into an obstacle, we think, why God? Or we rebuke Satan and we rebuke the devil and everyone else. When really it could be God. I'm not saying that it always is. I'm just saying that it could be. And I thought that was a powerful story of how maybe God's plan, or we can say maybe clearly it was God's plan for him to miss that boat. That was a closed door. That was disappointment. That was a setback on the front end. But literally hundreds of years later, it's a part of God's divine plan for her family. And I think so many of us can identify with that story. And again, it's that a closed door is not always Satan. Sometimes it's God. And we have to have a certain level of trust when we put our hands, or when we put our lives in God's hands, to know that he knows best, and to know that all things work together for our good. They really do, because we've given our lives to God, and God knows what we need. Not necessarily will he give us what we want, but he knows what we need. That's my reflection from this morning. Such a powerful testimony that I heard in that presentation, and I just want to share that with you guys. Again, it's 6 a.m. You guys are probably starting 9 a.m. Mass right now. Enjoy. Emerging adults, I'll be asking you what Father Drummer was talking about, so y'all take notes. Y'all take care.